Hello everybody! Today for Sunday Funday, we're going to see how I draw a Goblin Doctor. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Ooh, maybe a little too short there. Let me raise them up just a little bit. And that's the whole point of a sketch, is you want to plan out what you're going to do. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you got to re-sketch. Sometimes you got to reorganize, right? That's the whole point. But you don't have to. You're just following me. Or you're not. You know, for all I know, nobody's watching this. And at this point, I don't think anybody is. But that's okay. I'm fine with that. Because this, like I said, this is all for me anyway. This is my... I'm trying to think of a fancy word. This is for me. That's it. There's no reason to try to think of a fancy word if there's no need for a fancy word, right? Let's see. So, yeah. So it's going to be pretty simple. This is going to be old Nasty Neck, Dr. Nasty Neck. Only because, you know, he's a gross old goblin. And what I want to try to do is, I just sketched it out just like, okay, this is kind of the idea I'm going for. What I want to try to do is, oh yeah, I'm going to put his eyes way out there, is figure out the reasoning for all this stuff. Like he's a doctor, right? But also like he's a gross doctor. I mean, he's a goblin, you know? No offense, Dr. Nasty Neck, but you're a gross goblin. And so, ooh, I almost want to make one eye not there, you know, almost like he's got a big old white, gross eye. But yeah, it's a goblin, so we get as crazy as we want with the look. But what I mean by deciding what's there is, I want to make him like, should we give him a coat? Yeah, let's give him like a doctor's coat. I want to, or at least a vest, right? I want to design him with like extra stuff on him, kind of like, you know, when I did the Ghost Hunter, you know, whatnot, that they've got extra stuff on him, like he's got something on his back where he carries all of his stuff, and we're gonna put a IV what do you call it, holder on his back, you know, just some strange reason why he's got crazy stuff on him. And also he's going to be holding scary weapons. I mean, you've seen the picture, you know where we're going with this, so I really shouldn't have to be describing it, but I do want to talk it through to myself, because also you've seen the end result. I haven't. That's I talk about this all the time. You're in my future, I'm in the past. Like, this is me first figuring it out. And what you see is the final product. I'm still trying to figure this out, so. Ooh, there we go. We'll do that. And that's going to separate that. And I'm going to give him like a hatchet, because that's his doctrine. He just cuts things up. And then this one, okay, this one is kind of silly. I'm going to put a buzzsaw. And only because there's no point in it being scary or used by a doctor, but it's the look, right? The actual, it's the idea, the thought of being cut by a buzzsaw is the scary part. Because, or circular saw, you know, because the thing is, I mean, it's no different than an axe. It's not spinning, you know, it's on a stick and it's just there. So basically it's just some kind of visual. That's it. That's the funny part about it is you know, we're gonna make it look scary and menacing, but all it's really gonna do, all he can do is hit you with it. He can't even cut you with it, you know, because it's almost like a pizza cutter. But that's what's funny. It's not even its capabilities. It's the thought, the idea. That's what's scary about it, you know? But also that's the whole idea behind the Doctor too, is he's not real, you know what I mean? It's the idea of a Goblin Doctor, you know? Okay, I think that's good. Let me go ahead and erase some of these sketches. I got the details down, so let me erase some of these sketch lines, although some of the sketch lines worked out and that's all I got to go by, so I gotta be very careful. But I want my Sharpie to stand out and not the pencil lines, so I personally am going to erase some of these lines, but leave myself enough to guide me and see where it takes us. Get ready for everybody who skipped. There, that's pretty good. Again, my sketch worked out pretty well, so, and the details I'm going to do with the Sharpie anyway, so I don't need to draw all those details yet. So I think that's going to be good enough. So I say we get going, and let's welcome everybody that skipped and join the party. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen. And, you know what I don't have? I have a little felt piece that I'm going to grab. 2 seconds. You're not even going to see this. Edit. Watch this. Boom, and I'm back. See, I just went to go grab that. I just like to put my hand on it to rest because I get some sweaty palms and it's going to get the paper all wet. So for me, I'm just going to do it like this. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen to get the fine detail of the face, and let's just dive in with the crazy face. So I'm going to give him some weird far set eyes like this. And do another one over here. And I was talking about, I think I'm going to do it now. I was talking about leaving one eye like white. So let's do it with that one. That way it's kind of not as available as this one. We'll do something with color, but I'm going to give him like a weird goat eye right there, and that's going to be his iris and pupil and all that stuff. So that's all we're going to do for that. So I'm going to give him some crazy eyebrows. Just something like this. And let's do the other one over here too. It's almost like his ear. All right, awesome. Let me accent this eye a little bit more. Same thing here. Just going to kind of make that stand out a little bit more by thickening up the line. If you're working with pencil, don't worry about it. You do what you want. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just kind of playing around with some inking techniques that I can do. And let's give him like a little pug nose, a little upturned gross nose. I've decided his name is Dr. Nasty Neck. I don't know why. You can't even see his neck, but the alliteration made me laugh. So that's going to be his new name. And I'm just going to accent a little more of the pugness. You know, the little upturned nose. It's not even like a pug. A pug doesn't look like this, but it's the upturned grossness of it, you know? Okay, that's enough of that. So let's give him some weird lips and teeth. I'm going to draw the side of his head like this. And there's his mouth. And we're going to say it's open right here. Now, I'm going to show some of his teeth. And because I've got his mouth kind of open, you're not seeing the top of his teeth. Does that make sense? Let's stick his tongue out. Yeah, because, you know, you can't always see the top of the tooth, the round part, you know, and the fact that his lip is kind of just over his teeth, that's all we're gonna see. All right, and I like drawing little weirdo little things on him. Just because he's strange, you know. Let's see. So since his mouth is open, we are gonna see the bottom of these teeth because they're open going through here like this. So we're gonna see the back like this, And then it's going to disappear under his tongue because obviously the rest of the teeth go underneath there. So that's all we're going to see. Okay? So you don't have to worry about what else you can see from Dr. Nasty Neck. We're going to give him like a little weird little beard. And that's the nice thing, because he's a goblin, you know, we can do whatever we want, and it's our design, you know, it's our creation. And I'm starting to thicken up the outer edges here, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm kind of preparing for how it's going to look. Okay, so let's get into that nasty neck. I don't know why. We'll do something like this, like he's got flaps and grossness just hanging over. I don't know if that's nasty or if that's just his name. Like, you know, Dr. Smith is not a metalsmith, you know what I mean? It's not like just because his name is nasty doesn't mean it has to be nasty. But why not, right? He's a goblin. We can do whatever we want. Let's say you can see the other side over here like this. And again, I'm thickening up that outer edge. And I'm going to give him some ears. Some big old goblin ears. Let's take a bite out of this one. So it's missing a chunk. Alright, so we're going to say it does one of these. That part's missing. There's his ear. So again, I'm just going to try to thicken it up just a little bit, but not too much. Alright, so he needs the ear over here. We're going to say you can see that much of it. So see how I was saying that eyebrow ended up almost like becoming an ear, because it's almost the same place that I wanted to put the ear. So we're just going to do that, and the top of his head's going to go back that way. And the detail you're not really going to see. Okay, so I think I can switch over to the big Sharpie now. And go ahead and just design the gross top of his head. So see how fat that is? That's what I was talking about, that I wanted to make sure that the thickness looked kind of consistent just for my design, you know? There's some of his hairs. That's all he's got. He doesn't have much. Alright. Dr. Nasty Neck. Alright, so for the rest of him, we're just going to draw his body parts. So I'm going to have what's on his back tied to him with some rope. So I'm going to hunch his back like this a little bit. And then I'm going to tie some rope around him. We're going to do a couple different strands. Like this. And probably that's all. I probably shouldn't do much more than that. I want to, but let's keep it simple. So we're going to give him like a vest. His doctor's robes, so to speak. Like that. And then it's going to come down through here. So we're going to... And let's, since this is his vest, this is his, what do they call her? Doctor's gown, his doctor's gown. We got to give him a little name tag over here. And a pen. Right? Because he's got to write prescriptions and whatnot. And that's his little doctor's gown. Okay. Give it some flavor by adding just a couple little lines like that. Stress lines, you know? For the rope, let's not worry about the lines over it, like the what do you call it? If you want to do it, go for it. I'm going to do that with color, so I'm just going to leave it like it is. But I do want to stress the cloth because it's all underneath that rope right now. You know, it's got some stress lines right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and work our way this way since we're already over here. So let's draw his arm, and I'm going to put a little band on him, like a little armband. Because I'm just thinking of different kind of doctors, and I'm thinking like military doctor, how they wear the little band on their arm to show what they are. And here's his forearm, which I'm going to wrap up. So I'm going to do something like this to the hand. Now the hand, I'm going to start there, but I got to be careful because I'm drawing his chopping axe, his old doctoring axe, and I want to leave room for it. And I'm wrapping up his arms in bandages, just for that cool, you know, crazy look, just to you know, make it a little to give it some life. All right, and so his band, maybe we'll put a little Dr. Cross on there, but we'll do that with color. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll do this at least just to break up the blank space, and then we'll add something there with color. Okay, so I'm going to basically just draw his hand holding the axe, but I got to make sure I don't draw through the axe, so that's why I wanted to make sure I draw the handle like this. And I've already got the sketch, so I know where it's going to go, so that's why I can guide it with the sketch. So the back of his hand is going to be like this. Here's going to be the knuckles, like this. I'm going to come around, and I got to be careful because I got to draw the thumb. So the thumb's going to come around and bend over all of them like this. So now I can draw these other digits. All right, so I turned the knuckles by the way it's going around because I wanted them over the handle. Okay, so if the handle's going to be like this, let's go ahead and draw it out. We're going to say there's the axe. There's the handle again. Then I'm going to bring it down this way, and I can use a straight edge, but I'm just going to do it by hand. It's a goblin, so let's just say that this is like a tree limb, right? So that's why it's not going to be a perfect manufactured handle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the axe. We're just going to do just a traditional big choppy axe, like this. Curvy edge like that. Then we're going to say you can see the top, so it's going to come in like that. Okay, awesome. I'm already jumping ahead. Let me add some detail now that I closed that off. Sometimes this is what makes or breaks your drawing, is the extra detail. But sometimes it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So here's a knuckle. There's a knuckle. One down, like that. Okay? But also remember, this is a crazy old goblin, so it doesn't matter if you got it perfect. You know, it could be all kinds of weird crazy. Let's say that's just the wood part. Can't really see much of that anyway. It's gonna go with that and there. Let's do this. Just to draw like that cartoonish axe look. Okay? Alright, so now that we have that done, before I move on to the body, I had some stuff on his back, like, you know, whatever he's got strapped back here, because I was thinking about like the ghost hunter, how they just got stuff, he's got stuff back there, this is what he carries in his backpack, and this is what he keeps to tie stuff on. So we're gonna say he's got some weird stuff tied on there, you know, and this is his little attachment bag, or his surgery bag. You know, that's the best way to look at it. But also, what's back here is an IV container. What do you call it? You know what they hang IVs on, like that. Just something like this, and then we're going to go ahead and put an IV bag. It's kind of floating off this way, kind of flying in the wind. Another one over here, like that. Let me close this off. A little bit of detail just to kind of make it work. You know, something like this. Just to say, yeah, that's how it's attached. And then we'll go ahead and something like that's the liquid inside. The old sloshy look. And we'll just say they're not attached to anything yet, so we're just going to go ahead and just like kind of draw a little line like that. Like these are the tubes, these are the little places that they connect. You know, the little where the IVs connect is what I'm trying to say. So this, I don't know what this is. Again, we're just kind of adding extra stuff on here. We'll just say this is part of his pack, you know, his little goodie bag. And again, that's a nice thing, is we get to design whatever we want. So it's just crazy stuff, and a way to kind of add a little extra to him. You can say this is his backpack, you know, his little surgery bag, and that'll give us a little extra on the back, you know. Okay, so let's go back to the front. So I'm going to draw his other part of his vest. They're called something. It's called his surgery or doctor's. I can't remember what, but I try to still remember what his gown is called. So back to his other arm. We're going to do the exact same thing, just this one hanging down. Here's his elbow. That, and again, I'm going to draw some wraps around his arm. So I'm going to do something like this. Close it off. And let's go ahead and draw those wraps and some detail on his arm here. And if you notice, what I was doing was I was just doing like a staggering look to the edge, and it's just to give it a wrapped look. And I wasn't trying to do a certain way. I just like to stagger and then make it up and see what happens. And connect a few things across and see where it goes. Because that way we get like a wrapped look, like it's actually over something, not just lines through and not even showing the edge. We get an interaction is what we get. All right, so little nasty goblin arms. All right, and so this one over here, I was talking about this in the sketch. This is going to be like a razor blade type kind of thing, almost, but it's almost like a pizza cutter, you know? It's the whole idea is that it looks more menacing than it actually is, because if you think about it, a pizza cutter or a saw blade like this, it hurts if you get hit with it, obviously, but it's not spinning like a saw blade, you know? So it's just the idea of it is what's scary. That's what's so funny about the entire thing. It's like it's not even gonna hurt you unless it's spinning. Well, you know, obviously it'll hurt if you get hit with a blade, someone throws this at you, you know, but I'm just saying it's so fascinating that it's the idea more than it is the actual object. Kind of like if you think chainsaw, you know, it's like, ooh, chainsaw. Well, you know, it's the idea of the chainsaw more than it is. Well, no, I take that back. You know what? We're changing the subject here. So back to the stick theory. So I'm going to do some kind of weird, and I'm even curving it a little bit just to say that, yeah, it's a piece of wood, and it's not a straight stick, you know? Now, for the saw blade, I think I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to freehand and just do like a, let's see if I can get it more perfect real fast, or a better circle, and just follow that. Okay, that's good for me. So I'm not worried about where it's going to connect here. That way I'm just going to kind of just do something like this all the way across. Just kind of follow my sketch. There, see, that's all it takes. Simple, done, and menacing. All right, cool. Ooh, let's add some wood texture to it, like we did with the other one, just to show that it's some kind of, you know, something. All right. Okay, so now we're just basically gonna give him some pants. and wrap up his legs too. So let me do some details on his vest. Okay, his scrubs. That's what I was trying to think of. Scrub, but I guess no, a doctor coat is not a scrub anymore, right? It's an actual something. Okay, there's his pants. Gonna give him some pecs, some little strange. Give him a little belly, you know, something like that. Old Dr. Nasty Neck. Okay, and so we're gonna give him like a loincloth type kind of thing, you know, kind of like something like this, almost like a dress, you know. And let's tie it on. Let's say he's got like some rope holding it together. Okay. What's funny is if you think about it, with this kind of design, he took the time to get a vest and to you know, fashion all this and whatnot, but for pants, couldn't be bothered. You know, he's like, nah, I'm not worried about pants. Just give me some material. I'll just hang it down, wear it like a dress. I'm cool. Because he's Dr. Nasty Neck. He doesn't have time to worry about that kind of stuff, you know? All right. So now all we got to do is draw some legs, and we'll wrap up the bottom of them. So I'm going to do some grosso legs, and we'll give him some warts on his knees, right? I'm going to wrap it up there. Bring that leg back in like that. For the leg, I'm going to do exactly like I did there. I'm going to just do some what do you call it? Wraps, but I called it something. I said I did little notches, grooves, you know. Let's give him those warts before I forget. Little knobby knees. So again, I'm just going to kind of connect, and I didn't mean to like do the exact same way across. I'm just drawing notches and then kind of just drawing stuff across just to make it look like it's wrapped up. All right. Okay, so let's give him some old goblin feet. Big old goblin toe. Down, you can see those toes over there. That's all you can see. I'm gonna add a little bit of detail here. Gross old toenail. More warts. And you know, I don't mean to say if you got warts that it's gross. I'm just trying to come up with a different texture. I've had warts. I used to have one like it was weird, and then I started taking that stuff and it went away. So, you know, I don't mean to shame anybody, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make something different in a texture style, you know? Okay, so same thing with this leg. We're just gonna come down here. There's his knee. Gonna wrap it off. Again, gonna do some texture here, or wrap. That. Let's go ahead and finish out the foot, then I'll add all the detail and we'll be done. So I'm going to come here for the toe. That one's up. These are down. Okay. And let me add his nuanced texture. That's what we're going to call it. Again, I don't mean to try to wrap it the exact same way. I'm just connecting a few lines across, and then I'm going to come back and add some extra just to try to make it look like it's going through, because not everyone's on top. You know, you got to draw some underneath and just kind of break it up. Kind of say, yeah, it's going over and under. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so a little bit more detail here. Gross toe. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for Sunday Funday, that is a Goblin Doctor. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.